husband.
Hello, Brewer. Good afternoon. How are you?
You always say good afternoon or good morning based off of when we film these, and you have no idea when people are going to
That's
actually
true.
listen to them.
It's in the afternoon.
Good day.
Good morrow. Do you
Good
want me to
morrow
say?
means good morning.
Well, there you go. There you go. Hey, nice mug you got there.
Thank you.
That
I
looks
found
like it's
this.
about at least 40 years old. Right
It's 30.
30?
I got this about 1995.
Okay.
My childhood best friend, Casey, it was like her 10th birthday. And her parents took us to the Ringling Brothers, which doesn't exist anymore.
I was going to say, I've seen it.
And they bought us each one of these mugs that had a snow cone in it, which a snow cone is what, ice and...
Yeah, that's like,
it's like
probably the biggest markup of history.
The cheapest thing you could possibly make.
Yes.
But these were probably $15 a pop in the 90s.
Inflation said that's like $100 souvenir right there.
And her dad almost lost his mind
I would imagine.
when he saw the price on these.
I would imagine.
He still got them for us, and I got the tiger. Casey wound up with, I think it's a clown on the side, so good thing I didn't wind up with the clown.
I don't. Anyone who watching this probably knows I don't do well with clowns, so any clown memorabilia would have burned.
Yeah, no, you would have. It was actually probably kismet. There was like a future sign that I didn't wind up with the clown. It's like a clown with like
we're gonna have to do some
balls
clown stuff
juggling
eventually.
or something.
We're gonna have to do some clown stuff eventually.
Maybe we should debate if clowns are actually scary.
Are they Satan's spawn? Yes, they are.
Anyway, so yes, it's a 30-year-old mug. God knows, I mean, we've gotten our use out of it.
I was gonna say.
So Paul, miss you,
Rest in
Paul,
peace.
love you, but he has to be happy with the fact that we got our good use out of this.
Absolutely. So while you're sipping on whatever cocktail you're sipping on,
Ice water.
Sure it is.
Uh-huh.
What is the topic du jour today, Brewer? What's on the docket?
Do you want to go? I feel like I always announce.
You do announce a lot. So this one, as always, is a heated debate in the Brewer household, and we're hoping it sparks debate from you guys as well. Spoiler alert: I am not going old school on this one. I'm going new school, which is usually it's the other way around for me. I'm kind of an old school guy.
You're usually the old school
guy. So my favorite crime fighter, not superhero, which obviously we've done in the past, is Batman. Okay? And I love me some Batman. Love all the types of Batman. However, the main debate is whether Michael Keaton, okay, the older school Batman, is superior to the Christian Bale new school Batman.
Right. So this is Keaton versus Bale.
Keaton versus Bale.
This is the who did Batman
Who did
best.
Batman better? I was going to say that. I agree. And I want to preface this, and hopefully you would agree that this is like 1A and 1B here. I mean, both of them were fantastic.
I've already said that they're like, I love that you rank 1A, 1B. Like, it's just 1 and 2.
Do you want me to say 1A, 1C? Do you want me to have a bigger drop off?
No, because if you do 1A, 1B, it's just 1 and 2. You're already ranking.
Fine.
Just do your thing.
They are both fantastic at it.
Yeah.
I love both takes on Batman. I love the characters, which we'll get into.
I feel like you and I 100% agree that this is splitting hairs.
Yes.
It is splitting hairs.
But we're still going to argue about it.
They are different enough, though, that we can argue this.
Yes.
And can we clarify?
By all means.
Are we just going with who did Batman better? Or are we going with which franchise
See, that's where it gets into
better?
Are we granularizing this?
No. I think that we need to clarify, because if we're just going off of the Keaton Bale.
Yes,
then
you're right. That's a good argument. That's a good point.
Is the setting and the supporting cast and the villains and everything, do we bring that into account?
So basically we're saying what's a better movie as opposed to what's a better Batman.
Well,
because that takes into account everything.
It does. Maybe it's still the Keaton Bale, and I think that they have to be the center.
Sure.
Because they are Batman.
Yes.
So they have to be the center of it. But let's extrapolate it out and go into the franchise.
Okay.
I am still going to be on the Keaton side.
And I think I'm still going to be on the Bale side. Shocking that we're disagreeing. So, okay, here's my thing. If we are going... let me back up a little bit. So, what of the Keaton movies is your favorite movie? Not necessarily what he played Batman better, but what is the better of the two movies?
Oreo's got his squeaky toy under here, so if people's listening to it.
Okay.
That's tough.
I know, it's tough because
I love both of those movies.
So do we want to? Hopefully, everyone's watching.
So it's Batman and Batman Returns,
right? So you want to tell the villains?
The aforementioned Batman.
Yes.
And this is the pulling Batman out of Adam West's shadow.
Sure, because it's a completely different take.
It was just Adam West was Batman.
Yeah.
Up until 98 or whenever it was that
89.
I'm sorry, 89.
There you go. Way to just miss a decade.
I had a dyslexia moment.
Funny story. Yeah. Sidebar on that one.
So, up until the late 80s, Adam West was it. We had no other frame of reference. People tried a little bit. Sure. But it was Adam West.
I agree.
And it was the, bang, pow, pop.
It was a comedic role.
It was...
Yeah, it was comedic.
It was much more comic booky.
I think it was in a comedic type of atmosphere. And then you got into Michael Keaton and the Tim Burton movies where it put a dark spin on him.
But it paid homage to the cartoonistic style. Tim Burton...
sure.
Tim Burton made it dark, because that's what Tim Burton does, right? Tim Burton made it dark, made the franchise a lot more... almost frightening, if you will.
Sure, because it's supposed to be. I mean, he has a tortured past.
Exactly. So he had that very dark, scary feel to it, but still respecting the cartoon roots.
I can see that, but okay.
And by cartoon, I mean comic book.
Yes, no, I get that. I am going to say right off the bat that my favorite Keaton Batman is the original Batman. Like the Batman it's not Batman Begins. It's just called Batman.
It's called Batman.
Yeah, just called Batman. So you have the Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Nicholson, not the golfer.
Not the golfer.
The actor. Exactly. The actor. So he plays the Joker flawlessly. But it's a different take on why I like the other Batman. Batman Returns.
I think that if we get into the Jack Nicholson versus Heath Ledger, that is harder.
It is. But what I'm saying is, I think the entire movie and the the Christian Bale approach, that's why I like Christian Bale's Batman better and that Joker better. It's two polar opposites. You got the Joker, who's kind of the gangster comedian guy, really wants to be funny, but very
still terrifying.
Absolutely.
But still Absolutely. And that's what he's supposed to be. That's what if you go into the comic books and you go into the cartoons and you go into the Adam West, it's like the Joker is supposed to be kind of have some comedy, some tortured comedy. But even that's why I think Heath Ledger has no. I
do think he has some comedic. It's very dark. It's very different than Jack Nicholson, but he has. I mean, think of some of the funny things that he says in it, or the funny mannerisms. They're still terrifying. He's an anarchist, but he still has that. And I hate to say it, but it's comedic in quotation marks. He still has some funny one-liners. I know. That's why I'm saying it's so different.
The Bale. Okay, so the Nolan series.
The
Christopher Nolan series. It really pulls Batman into what feels like a very modern world.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
So Gotham feels like New York. Whereas in Burton's, it still feels like it's this other world.
I would say, a little bit more. Fine. Yes.
A little bit more. You feel like in the Christopher Nolan series, you feel like you could walk into Gotham.
Sure. It's very modern and it does very modern problems.
It feels a lot more realistic.
Politics play a role into it, obviously. So,
which I like, and again, love the series. I love this. We can't. This is going to be a hard debate because we can't say bad things about either series. However, I think that because Keaton was able to pull Batman away from Adam West in a way that he made it his own. And he really modernized, like, the way we think of Batman these days is because of Michael Keaton.
Oh, I agree with that. 100%.
You can't, like, Christian Bale's Batman was a direct lineage.
Great word.
From Michael Keaton's. Thank God he didn't go off of, Val Kilmer or George Clooney, because those were...
has to come up, because, like, that has to... And I'm not saying it has any effect on Michael Keaton's, Batman, because it was completely different. But those subsequently followed, and, I mean, we were talking
years later.
Well, yes, we were talking A+ work with Keaton, and it dropped to a D and then an F. I mean...
Out of curiosity, because I can't remember, and maybe you do, who directed those two?
Oh, gosh, no idea.
Do you know?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea.
We'll have to Google it.
Because if it's Burton, it's going to be extremely disappointing.
Alexa, who directed Batman Forever?
Joel Schumacher directed Batman.
Joel Schumacher. And he's a famous name. That's a big name.
Alexa, who directed Batman and Robin? Oh, both.
2 for 2.
Joel Schumacher was both.
Boy.
So Schumacher sucked.
Yes, he did.
At that franchise.
And I know you've made the argument in passing that you think that... Now, what's the third one again? That's with Val Kilmer, obviously.
What do you mean the third one?
So what's the title of that?
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever. So villains-wise...
Because that's not the third one of that series.
Yes, it is.
No, because it's... Okay, you can't say that.
What is the third Batman? So Keaton did the first and the second.
But it's not the same series. Those were the Tim Burton.
No. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
What I am saying is they came after it. It was a subsequent period of time.
It was probably 5-ish years later, because it was around 97.
I will argue that
and it was Batman Forever.
Batman Forever cast was the best cast. I will argue that. Think of who all was in that.
I love Nicole Kidman.
That's what I'm saying. You had Jim Carrey, you had Tommy Lee Jones, you had Val Kilmer, which in the late...
I don't know if you can argue that it's any better than Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Keaton. True. Like, how do you argue that that's better?
I actually think, and we haven't even made any arguments here, we're just talking. I still think the Penguin, Danny DeVito's Penguin, absolutely the best villain.
You can't not give him that.
Oh, I agree. Like, he's like anybody who's so amazing.
I mean, he was horrifying.
Yes, the fish scene.
Oh my God, he was terrifying.
Cobblepot. I agree. So this is
origin, and it goes through his origin a little bit.
I know, it's sad,
and it goes through Catwoman's origin.
Yeah,
and I love her fall. Keith is going to be so proud of me because where she falls
into the kitty litter,
and she goes, saved by kitty litter.
Yep.
Keith used to quote that so often. Okay. It was so funny. Saved by kitty litter.
If you take, granted, my favorite, I think, portrayal of the villain, and I think the best. Oh, this is going to be so hard because it's going to be Heath Ledger as opposed to Danny DeVito, and it's like
no.
Yes.
Oh, you mean villain?
Top villain. But and if you're saying taking into account the entire movie, which I think is a valid argument, you have to take in the villains. I agree. And it's, I think if I were to choose...
Interestingly, Batman Begins with the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
He was the scariest villain to me.
Scariest villain.
Of the Christopher Nolans. Because, Heath Ledger's character was terrifying.
Yes.
He made the Joker his own.
Yes.
And pulled it away from what we think of the Joker.
Yep.
I don't think that Christian Bale really did anything new with Batman. I think he just basically was a very good Batman.
But you're saying Keaton pulled it away from the Adam West comedic or comic book approach and made it his own.
Right. He really he's the reason why we think of Batman the way we do today. And while I love Christian Bale's Batman, I think he did a great job. I think that Christian Bale was a better Bruce Wayne.
Well, that's an interesting... Wow. I got to think about that.
But I think that Keaton was a better Batman.
I do like Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
I do like Michelle.
I actually, and again, love Anne Hathaway.
Oh wait, that was Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger. Sorry. Got my 80s heartthrobs mixed up there.
I think that if you get into the Catwoman debate, there's no debate to be had.
Oh,
I love Anne Hathaway,
100%.
and I like what she did with that character, but Michelle Pfeiffer
I agree.
blows her out of the water.
Agreed. There's no question on that.
Yeah.
I will agree.
But I just don't think, I don't think that Christian Bale really put anything new to Batman.
I'm going to disagree in the sense that he made it very, like you said, it's a very modern world, right?
Well, but that's the setting.
Well, sure, but he made Batman into a modern world vigilante, because that's really what he is. He's not a superhero. He made him into a vigilante and made him very believable in the modern world, having to deal with all the things that a crime fighter would have to deal with nowadays.
But the character still feels very much like the Michael Keaton Batman to me. It just has that same feel.
Do we have to give Christian Bale credit that he actually had 3 movies as opposed to Keaton's 2?
I don't think that matters.
I do think it matters because there's an evolution of his both Bruce Wayne character and Batman character. So, I mean, literally, like, Keaton only had 2, and he did great at those, obviously. I'm not saying he didn't. He was great.
It was a different world at that point in time where sequels weren't as commonplace.
Well, sure. No, I get that.
So,
and now everything is a trilogy.
And now everything's a sequel. Everything's a trilogy.
I get that.
So I don't think you can detract from Keaton because he didn't do a third movie.
I think the third Batman in the new Christopher Nolan series might be Christian Bale's best work. I will agree that the villain,
or in the Batman.
In the Batman.
Okay, I was like, ever?
I was like, well, that's an interesting argument. What other stuff would you say he's... Empire of the Sun, he was really good.
Christian Bale, talk about a guy who always understands the assignment.
Well, he can go
he
from
can do
shredded
anything.
To fat
Christian
to skinny.
Bale can do anything.
Yes.
Well, and I don't care. Like, the physical transformations he does are incredible.
They are, and they're unhealthy.
But he's also, like... He is a phenomenal actor.
I'm not saying he's not.
Okay, go on.
Okay. I'm saying in the evolution of Batman and Bruce Wayne, because I think they're obviously interlinked, that the third Christopher Nolan, Batman movie is his best work as Batman, because he really understands that he has to, he escapes the dungeon that he's in. He has to overcome insurmountable odds. And he comes back and saves Gotham, which he always does, but I think he does it in a way that is very refreshing. And then everyone thinks he dies. That's the thing. I mean, Batman, the character in that, dies because everyone thinks he dropped the bomb, and then we see him, however long later with Alfred, and Anne Hathaway, lucky guy.
Have you heard the fan theory that that's all in Alfred's head?
Really? There's
Yes.
a conspiracy theory on that?
There is a fan theory that moment where Alfred sees him with Anne Hathaway out at the diner cafe or whatever it is in France, I think.
I don't even know where it's somewhere overseas.
Yeah, that's happening in his head.
But okay, either way, he in a sense lives happily ever after, because like.
No, if he dies,
well,
he doesn't.
I don't think I believe that. I'm not gonna like go on that conspiracy train to think that that's all in Alfred's head. I don't, because I think it's a perfect way to end the movie. I really do. I mean, yes, everything's bow tied, everything's great.
Certainly, it ends the series without any real question of there being a fourth.
And they always, I still will say to this day that they set it up for a fourth. It's just Robin, because...
because what's his name walks into the Batcave.
What is his name?
I don't know.
I don't. He was the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Wow, good pull. Yes, good pull.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt walks into the... Yeah. They do kind of set up there being an extension of the series.
Nightwing.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I made a pretty good argument that shows the evolution of his character.
No, and he does a great job there, but I don't think that he expanded as much upon the character of Batman as Keaton did. And then when you bring in when you bring in the villains, that's when it gets really interesting, because we've already discussed the Jokers being so different.
They are so good.
Both so good.
Yes.
I feel like
Two-Face.
I feel like you can give
Two-Face was better in the new version.
Well, but Two-Face...
Aaron Eckhart.
Well, yeah, but the Two-Face wasn't even in the Tim Burton versions. That was Batman Forever.
That's true. So
you can't... No.
That's true.
I mean, Tommy Lee Jones did his best.
It was not good. It was not good.
I will say, that movie does have one of my favorite nods to the original series.
Oh my gosh, what do you got there?
So, Batman Forever.
Yep.
Not a great movie. We've already agreed.
It's not a good movie.
But Chris O'Donnell is
but that's a
Robin.
different movie. That's a different movie.
No, it's not. That is that movie.
Are you sure?
100%. Because he is in both of those.
Okay. You're
as
right.
Robin.
And Alicia Silverstone.
Right. Well, no, but that's a different movie. That's Batman and Robin. Batman Forever. Mm-hmm. That's when Batman and Robin get together.
Okay.
That's when they
You're right.
And they're like looking for the Riddler and Two-Face.
Okay.
And they come up on this metal island. And Chris O'Donnell's Robin goes, "Holy rusted metal, Batman." Which was like, I
guess that is a nod.
Such a nod to the original series, and it literally is. And then he goes like, "No, the metal, it's full of holes and it's rust." Like, I have to give credit to Schumacher at least a little bit on that.
Those were bad movies.
But
I can't give much nods because those were bad movies.
Not a good movie, but that made me laugh.
Is George Clooney the worst portrayal of a super ad see, Freudian slip there.
Woo,
Freudian slip. Crime fighter. Is he the worst portrayal of a crime fighter / superhero?
He is the worst Batman. Well, I don't know. I have not seen
Ben
Affleck's.
It's not good either.
I cannot officially speak to that being
good point.
Case. However, up until that. So up until Ben Affleck, so I can't speak to that. Mm-hmm. By far the worst one.
Oh, God.
By far.
You know, I still can't understand, because I think Val Kilmer, I mean, that was in the height of him, right? At the late 90s.
I don't hate Batman Forever as much as everyone else does.
I do.
I do. But I think that it's more, as a standalone movie, if you're not attempting to compare it to the Tim Burton movies,
well, sure.
then I don't think it's as horrible as everyone else's. Batman and Robin, worst of all time.
So are we agreeing in the sense that it's going to be really hard to rank these because they're so different, but if we were to rank them in the new Schumacher movies, Batman and Robin would be heads and tails above... What's the other... I don't even know the... what's like Alicia Silverstone? What is that movie?
Batman and Robin.
And then we have Batman Forever. See, I can't even remember all
Batman and Robin, bottom of the barrel.
Okay, yes, 100% agree.
Batman Forever, above that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then we get into a tricky world where we're trying to rank the Christopher Nolan and the Tim Burton.
I think we can do that. We don't have time.
We don't have time for that.
But I think I really made a solid argument in the sense that we're dealing with a trilogy with Christian Bale.
To me, that holds no water. I don't care.
It does, because it really shows the evolution of how he was immediately afraid of the idea of Batman, and then failing as Batman, and how he has to come back to it.
The fact that they needed 3 movies to do that is actually kind of annoying.
Annoying?
I really hate the world we live in right now, where every story has to be dragged out into this freaking series of trilogies and everything. Like, you're giving so much credit to Christopher Nolan for essentially dragging the story out.
I don't think that's true. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I'm going to disagree because there are 3 separate movies. All of them are intertwined.
Sure, of course they're 3 separate movies.
But they're intertwined heavily. And the other thing that I love about the second one, and I will be the first to say that the Heath Ledger Joker is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 5, I would say. But like how he sacrifices himself and makes himself the villain when he just saved, in a sense, the Gotham City is fantastic.
You're talking about the second in the Nolan series.
Yeah, where he literally said, you either die a hero.
I will be whatever Gotham
needs
me to
he's
be.
like, either die a
Phenomenal.
hero. That's what I'm saying.
No, look, you and I, we said from the beginning of this that I was not going to be able to say too many bad things about Nolan, and you weren't going to be able to say too many bad things about Keaton or about
Michael Keaton. Or Tim Burton, yes.
So, yes, of course that's phenomenal. I love that. He saves the little boy, and then he's like, yes, pulling at the heartstrings, absolutely. So, I think that, to me, it comes down to what they did for the character of Batman.
And that's where I think
that Keaton did so much more for the character of Batman than Bale did. Bale did.
I disagree. I think Bale, especially in that second and third movie, did so much more to push
you flat out said that you think of the second movie more as the Heath Ledger part. But that's the villain mattered more to you.
He stole the show. Don't get me wrong. However, I think that Bale's portrayal of how he failed and how he had to be whatever Gotham needed him to be, the martyr basically, the savior, even though he didn't get any of the credit and actually was labeled the villain, fantastic how that happened and how he portrayed that, absolutely one of my favorite things of all time.
Sure, but the villain mattered more to you in that. Heath Ledger's Joker mattered more to you in the second movie than did Batman the character.
But then I think that Batman in the third one, because Bane is a great character, great villain in the third one, it's not as good.
He's not as good. He's actually not as good as Scarecrow, in my opinion.
Probably not. So. But I think Batman stole the show back in number 3, by far and away.
Okay, so it took him 3 movies.
Oh, God. You just said it doesn't matter about how many movies.
No, but actually it's like, to me, you are lending way too much to that. You're giving that too much credit.
And yet, folks, this is why we disagree on everything. So I think both of us made some valid points. I think I made some additional points ahead of that. But
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. In summation, because I think we need a closing argument.
I think that if you take the whole franchise, Burton did the best job of creating this new world of Batman that we think about today.
Well, are you saying Burton or Keaton?
Burton and Keaton.
Okay. I just want to
When
make sure.
you take the whole franchise into it, and franchise being the 2 movies versus the 3.
I get that.
But when you take the whole franchise into account, Tim Burton, Michael Keaton really pulled that world out. They made it this what we think of Batman today.
Yeah, I get that.
I get that. They still respected the origins of the
series, basically.
of the original series with Adam West. And so I think that when you look at what they did for it, every Batman that has come since has attempted to build on what Keaton did. And Bale did the best job of it. He did the best job of building on what Keaton did and creating this new character. But outside of Heath Ledger as the Joker, that is one of the best performances in the history of cinema.
I agree.
Can't take away from it.
One of my top 5.
Outside of that, the entire villains of the original 2, they beat out everyone else.
I agree with that. I'm not going to lie.
So the whole world that Burton and Keaton created, it's just better.
But I don't think that necessarily answers the question of who did the Batman better. Now we're saying what's the better.
We agreed at the beginning that we were going to take the whole franchise into it. That Batman had to be the center. And I still think Keaton was a better Batman. I think Christian Bale was a better Bruce Wayne. And he did the Playboy thing better. He did the Playboy sly,
rich man,
rich boy sleeping on the couch thing better. He did that better.
Okay.
But Keaton as Batman, the vigilante, was a better Batman.
I can't do it.
Okay.
And that's
all right.
the crux
We'll see
of the
how
argument.
this goes.
I was going to say, crux of the argument. Crux of the argument.
So we will we'll put this up.
I'm excited to see it.
This will be a fun poll.
I'm
excited about this one.
like it.
Once again, let's see how the men show up. Let's see.
I mean, the interesting thing is the old school population, not old school, the elderly, whatever you want to call it.
Older millennials.
I'm trying to figure out.
The elder millennials.
Am I a Gen X? Is that what I am?
No, well, you're a zennial.
A zennial, whatever I am. I think it's going to be very interesting because I don't know a lot of the, we've had some kids vote, obviously. Have they seen the old ones? Have they seen the 80s and 90s?
Have they even seen the Christopher Nolan ones? I don't think Zachary has.
That's probably, that's 15 years ago?
But I don't think he's seen them.
Yeah, that's true. I get it'll be interesting because I think this really hits our target audience and demographic pretty well.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah.
So we'll put the polls up. Please like and subscribe and follow.
Like us.
Please love us. Love me.
Love me.
I'm such a pick-me girl right
That's
now.
Right.
Pick
That's
me.
right.
Choose me. Love me. So, all right.
All right.
We
Good
will,
debate, Brewer. Good
yes.
debate.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.